industry, growth, progress. Yeah, so today we're going to build an iron farm. We are on a flat little island right off of the coast. Our home base is over there, right on the other side of that weird little mountain. We're actually really close to world spawn, which was right over there. I decided to build over here instead of at the base, just because farms, some of them can look kind of unsightly, and so it wasn't gonna look good over there with our little civilization. So we're gonna do it over here in this little empty space. Here in this chest, we should have everything we need except for, of course, the villagers and a zombie to help keep those spawn rates, those iron golem spawn rates going pretty reasonably. This farm is based on a tutorial from JC Playz. I will link his video in the description below. It is for Java, however, he also does Bedrock as well, so if that's how you play, there's definitely some resources out there for you too. There's no particular reason for why I chose his as the tutorial to follow. There's a gazillion out there, that just happened to be the one that I clicked on. As always, I will provide some additional information in a voiceover about iron. We did talk a little bit about iron back in the ore episode, but this will be some different stuff, so it is new information. Iron makes up about 90% of refined metal, including steel for construction, decor, piping, jewelry, appliances, and tools. But iron is also used in our bodies to transport oxygen. This is why if you've ever heard of an iron deficiency, it's so important to have iron in your body. So let's talk about how that works. Our red blood cells contain a protein called hemoglobin. Within the hemoglobin are subunits called hemes. Maybe it's hemes? I'm not really sure. I think it might be hemes. It's the hemes subunits that have iron in them. So we went from red blood cell to hemoglobin to heme to iron. As our blood passes through our lungs, the blood cells pick up oxygen. The oxygen molecules bind to the iron. Remember, iron oxidizes, turns reddish-brown when it's exposed to oxygen. As our now oxygen-rich blood flows through our body, the oxygen molecules are dropped off where they are needed. When oxygen leaves the cells, it is replaced by carbon dioxide, which hitches a ride to the lungs to be expelled by exhaling. Oxygen-rich blood is bright red, while depleted blood on the return trip to the lungs is a dark, muddy red. If you take a look at your wrist, you might see some bluish veins. No, your blood isn't blue, it's still red. We see blue from a combination of factors: the red of our blood, the vein wall, skin, and the way that light goes through these parts, and how our eyes perceive color. But blue blood does actually exist, for example, in the horseshoe crab. Instead of using iron to bind oxygen, these animals use copper. Copper starts out sort of orange, but what happens to it when it gets exposed to oxygen? It turns blue. Some other fun facts about blood, unrelated to iron, I learned these while researching and thought they were interesting. 1. An adult human has about 60,000 miles of blood vessels. To put that in perspective, the vessels in your body can wrap around the planet more than 2 times. Second interesting tidbit, your blood circulates through your body 3 times per minute. And third fact, red blood cells are produced in your bone marrow, live for 120 days, and are then broken down in the bone marrow, liver, or spleen. But back to iron. Iron is the most abundant metal and is the 4th most common element in Earth's crust by weight. Raw iron is hard but brittle and corrodes quickly when exposed to air. To make it more useful for building, carbon is added to turn it into steel. The addition of other elements can give steel different properties. Chromium makes it highly resistant to corrosion. Think of the stainless steel appliances in your kitchen. Nickel makes steel more resistant to heat and acids. Magnesium increases its durability, and tungsten allows it to maintain its hardness at high temperatures. Iron occurs mostly in the minerals hematite and magnetite. It has 4 different atomic structures, or ferrites, called alpha, beta, gamma, and omega. The alpha structure is magnetic. The majority of Earth's inner and outer cores are composed of iron, which is what creates the planet's magnetic field. Speaking of planets, Mars has even more iron than Earth in the form of iron oxide, or rust, hence making Mars the red planet. And we're back with a completed farm. So I have let it run for about an hour, so let's see how much we've got so far. Okay, here we go. Let's see what we got. Oh, there's one coming in right now. Sorry, it's a little loud. So we've got a little bit after about an hour. I mean, it's not a ton, but you know, 1, 2, 3, what? 4.5 stacks almost, so that's not too bad. I mean, it's just me in this world, so I don't really need a whole bunch. We got our villagers right over here. There's a little drowned trapped in there. Pretty easy too. This did not take all that long to make. It was pretty quick. Actually, way quicker than I thought it was going to be. So that was pretty nice. And that's it. That is our completed iron farm. Thank you for hanging out with me and have a great rest of your day. Bye!